Now, what about the future of Ukraine?
Yeah,
Really, it's hard
to
to make
predict
many
prediction.
predicts right now, as every day the situations really changes. Yeah, now in Ukraine, most of the people are not satisfied with today's government. Pro-Russians or the radical nationalists of Ukraine, they understand that the system of Poroshenko and Yatsenyuk is just another mafia family like Yanukovych. But of course, this opinion is not shown by the TV screen. It's not shown on the internet, as Ukrainians government just try to show the ideal situation. Yeah, that everyone likes, love and peace, and we don't need anything more. Maidan, yeah, the third Maidan could be only if someone pays for that. Ukrainian oligarchs or Russia or some European countries or USA again, as people just do not want to do anything by themselves. Yeah, they could just go, shout, sing, jump, eat for free, yeah, drink for free. They don't want to be the owners of their own land. They do not want to have any rights there. They just want to sit somewhere in the corner to be hidden and to not to make anything. Yeah, that is the greatest problem. And the future of Ukraine really depends on people. Yeah, and if they start speaking about the problem, if they start doing anything, only then we can speak about any future. If first of all, we should speak with each other. We should not believe the medias with those general propaganda. Yeah, if the neighbor will come to his neighbor, yeah, first of all in the house, yeah, then in maybe in the street, in the district, in the city, then people from one city, yeah, the representatives of different city will start to another, and the good way besides is a referendum, to make the referendum, the national referendum, where people, for example, can discuss the questions. What type of what political type, yeah, state for that should be the president republic here, or the parliament republic, or the president parliament republic. They want to have the federative system here or not. They want to be with Euro integration, or they want to be with Russian integration, as no one was asked in Ukraine. And if someone could tell me that Maidan, yeah, that was the choice of people, that isn't so, as no questions were put on Maidan. There were no lists, yeah, with ticks for the question. There were no white or black stones even for yes or no. No one could say there anything. So now people should talk to each other, and if they will find some common sides here, how to live, uh, only then they could affect on Ukraine's future, and even with no blood. And as if just for example, I don't know, 10,000 people will just go in the street without no weapons. Uh, of course, even the other states here will see that people here are not satisfied with their government, and just the government just will disappear.
Yeah. Okay, so there is a lot of noise in the media, in the Western media, and in Ukrainian media about the Russian involvement, in Syria, and that Russia is sending troops and Russia is sending equipment, and and because Russia is sending equipment and ramping up its presence in Syria, the refugees are now going to Europe. They are flooding Europe with refugees in Middle Eastern countries, and it's all because of Putin. Isn't this just ridiculous? It's freaking ridiculous. I don't know how to react. So, what do you think about the refugee crisis? Because Ukrainians who are pro-European, they they must be so I don't know how to say, may use the word butthurt because Europe is letting the Middle Eastern refugees in, but refuses to cancel visas for Ukrainians.
Okay, first of all, about refugees, yeah, I've spoken about it in my own video on the channel, as now Ukrainians could see that the idea of Euro integration was just false, as no one wants to see them, as because when there was really bad times in Ukraine, the European government didn't open the border and say, hey guys, you're welcome. You have bad economy, yeah, you can go here. And now, as we see a lot of refugees, yeah, that go to Europe, yeah, who really behave like pigs there. And they get everything. So Ukrainians should just understand, and sorry for this word, they're really fucked up with that European Union, and they can't have anything more in future with European Union. Refugees, yeah?
Yeah.
As far as I see all the videos from Europe, I even can't see their women or kids. Really, the big guys, yeah, who should take weapons in their arms, they should protect their motherland for one side or for another side. Why do they do not make it there? There are no kids, there are no women, there are strong men. Why are these strong men go to Europe? Even why Europe? Why they do not go to the Arabian Emirates, for example, yeah, where the mostly of Muslim people, yeah, live.
Yeah.
For example, why do they go to Europe? They do not know the language here. They have another culture. They have another different point of views. Why are they going to Europe?
Well, maybe because, there was a campaign of propaganda, presumably sponsored by the USA, to convince those people from these Middle Eastern countries that Europe is some sort of, I don't know, heaven on earth. And, in Europe you will be fed, and in Europe you will never starve. In Europe they will give you money, they will give you welfare, and all that stuff. Maybe this campaign of propaganda...
But another kind, if USA is nation number one and heaven number one as well in the world, why they do not send planes? Why do not they send ships to get all those refugees inside here and to take them to the USA, to the real heaven? Why they do not make it so? Why they just crying here about the democracy, about the human rights, as well as we could see it on today's UN assembly? They do not make it that. And why as well those people of Syria do not ask USA why you are not helping us? That is.
Well, yeah, because USA thinks they are safe. They are behind two oceans, and well, so we see that USA is the real bad guy. It is becoming more and more obvious that the US is behind this, and now Russia is stepping in. We basically, Russia just helping Syria to remove the Islamic State, to remove those savages who are beheading people, raping people, torturing people, and destroying historical monuments. This is cultural heritage of the world, and they are just destroying it. They are barbarians. They need to be destroyed themselves. So what Russia is doing, that in my opinion, it's absolutely the right thing. Russia's cause is just, and it is absolutely legitimate from the point of the international law, because Bashar al-Assad government, they invited Russian forces to help them, because to be honest, Assad's army was getting their butts kicked by the Islamic State, and they needed help. So, I received more and more reports that China is also stepping in.
Most of people, as well as in Ukraine, even by the time of beginning of Maidan, yeah, I'll change a little bit our topic. As we were talking, yeah, what will be the future of Ukraine? My friends were saying, yeah, that USA and Europe will help us. I say, no, Russia could help. They say, oh no, Russia sucks. Yeah, I say, when you speak about Russia, first of all, you should speak as well about China, as now Russia and China is one really big brother. Yeah,
Yeah,
twins. We can call them even twins,
yeah,
and really it's really ridiculous as many people, and even people of the USA, they still do not understand that there is the double power of Russia and China. As most of them think that China wants to invade Russia. Yeah, there's just the beautiful. It's just a beautiful picture, but yeah, they have just another idea. They just still cannot understand that sometimes people do not shout that USA were nation number one. Sometimes people of different nations here could unite and for rather big deals that so known nation number one could just do. Really, now is the time of BRICS, of BRIC countries to show what they could do and to rule the world. Even, or for example, on today's assembly, China paid $1 million, to the UN assembly. Yeah, so now I don't know if people of America now watching me, if they know that the dollar is just a piece of paper, and their economy, their real money are in China.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe they do not understand that yuan should be the national money. Yeah, and so now is the time of the BRIC countries, of China, of Russia, and of course they should help on the Middle East, as we know that through the history, even for about 30 years, I think that USA wants to get the land of the Middle East. Yeah, there was Iraq. Yeah, that was Afghanistan, and we could speak. We can go on speaking. Yeah, and if now Russia and China do not say their word in this conflict, USA will get that power, as most of as people will believe that this is Russia aggression, that conflict is as well as in Ukraine that is paid in by Russia, and the Putin made the Islamic State.
Yeah, but this is all lies, and uh, the U.S., America, they are masters of propaganda, of psychological warfare. But but when it comes to the real action, it seems that they just don't want to fight with Russia. They would, should I say, shit their pants to go to fight with Russia, because I recently read the article. Pentagon analyzed the scenarios of possible war with Russia, and not a single of these scenarios was actually winning for the not in a single of these scenarios the US was winning. They couldn't find a winning scenario for the US, and a lot of people on alternative media talk about that the world is actually on the brink of World War III.
I don't think that the Third World War will be something like the Second World War. First of all, as now the weapons are not are not the tanks, are not the ships, just the pressing of one button could ruin big cities and big territories. So no one really needs that kind of war nowadays. It's more maybe the economical war, and how this war could be won. First of all, the people of Europe, who were always, who even after the Second World War, were financed by the USA. There were the USA agents. Of course, there was the same propaganda, the United States propaganda after Hitler's empire was ruined, and maybe nowadays people of Europe should really understand that USA is really on another continent.